The bouncing of a tennis ball, a familiar sound for many people who tuned into Roland Garros last week. But for members of Caversham Lawn Tennis Club, the sound of the tennis ball is not just on TV. Before heading out to the club, I spoke to the chairman, Peter Newman, about their facilities and club setup.
We've got 9 outdoor courts and quite a nice clubhouse. We've got about 500 or 600 members. The club's also got a bit of a focus on juniors because our bunch of coaches, and they're really quite keen on bringing juniors on. So we tend to have quite a lot of juniors, a big pressure on the juniors. There's a bit of a hole in the age gap, in the sort of late teenagers to early 20s, but the rest of it's fairly well represented. The club's been going since the year dot. In fact, it celebrated its centenary a year or two ago. So it's a friendly club. Most people say that when they join it, there's a sort of friendliness about it and a family about it. And then we have a very good support from the coaching company, GDT. They're very good coaches. It does mean that we get a lot of coaching and a lot of good players. It's a club run by people on a voluntary basis, using their own time.
He also told me about the impact of the club's closure on members.
It's significantly affected us, but not disastrous. We put a lock on the front gate and no one went there for months. A lot of people were out of tennis for a long time, and when they came back, they're all rusty and had to try and get back up to speed. Luckily, because it's an outdoor sport, we were allowed back some time ago. We've been back for a month or two, I think, and therefore we are back in business again. Slowly but surely, we'll try and get the club back to where it was 2 years ago.
Well, I'm here now at the tennis club, and the landscape of the courts is just phenomenal. It is really beautiful. And I'm here to speak to the social secretary, Linda Cirk, about how it feels to return to the sport.
Being able to be back on court and whacking that ball, getting all the frustration out of you, has been absolutely brilliant. And I found that I've become quite addicted to tennis since I joined 2.5 years ago. So not being able to play was a real punishment. So being back on court and seeing everyone again as well and socialising, because it's so easy to make friends here, it's been brilliant being back.
Linda went on to explain to me that the club has not yet returned to full capacity.
I think it's still picking up, so if I'm honest, it's not as busy as it could be. If you look around you now, it's fairly quiet. You hear a few balls popping in the background over the net, but otherwise it's quite a sedate atmosphere at the moment, and considering it's such a nice day, you'd think there'd be loads of people here, so it's slowly picking up. Also the social tennis in the evenings, aren't as many people turning up, despite the bar having reopened as well. You'd think people would be flocking, but that still needs to pick up. But we're hoping in a few months or so it'll be full courts every day, every hour of the day.
The club, however, did get full use during the second lockdown.
Lots of people were turning up because at that time you just didn't know what next decision the government would make regarding lockdown. So yes, it was absolutely packed and we were all playing and making the most use of it. And it turns out that the next lockdown we couldn't play, so we were all very glad that we managed to make it on court that time.
Linda outlined the different opportunities available to members of the club.
There's so many chances to join different types of lessons, so you can join drills, you can join social tennis, you can have a private lesson as well. We've got a great team of coaches here, and we've got a great social calendar booked as well. We've got loads of great events happening, at least one big event a month, and a great social bar as well. We have players here who are 80 plus, and you mustn't underestimate those players. They can whack a ball. So we've got a great vets team here. In terms of all abilities, social tennis, we make it very clear, all ages, all abilities. We don't have any room for egos here. This isn't Wimbledon. Everyone's here to have a good time to play. So it doesn't matter what level you're at, you can turn up and play. There's a session for everyone. And if you are kind of better than average, then there's also sessions for them as well. So there's something for everyone. There literally is something for everyone.
With Wimbledon just around the corner, the club is preparing for perhaps an influx of new members.
I'm sure there'll be a revived and renewed zest for tennis come Wimbledon time. Who knows, some people might be inspired to join our club. If you fancy joining, then there are great deals, certainly for under 30s as well, and also for children, some great deals, membership deals to be had. So yeah, who knows, maybe Wimbledon will inspire a couple more people to join our club.